almost instant post-fight reaction. My man, sweet baby Ray Flores, and he had some post-fight press conference duty. He called the fight tonight from San Antonio, the international audience. Tremendous fight. We got the draw between Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo. A little bit of controversy on the scorecards. 117-111 sticks out. Nelson Vasquez. Terrific night of fights, Ray.
It was an awesome night of fights, Mark. I mean, I know it's a little loud. I'm here in the loading dock. And I'll tell you what, it was electric in here at AT&T Center. The fans came out, and the fights delivered. Look, every single fight from the opening contest with Amir Calvidad and Emmanuel Lim, they went to war against each other. Rolando Romero went out, and he handled his business against Anthony Yiggett. And then Charlo and Castano gave us a candidate for Fight of the Year. Yeah, and even Jermell Charlo said about the scorecard, 117-111. He goes, that's wrong. He goes, it was a lot closer than that, but I felt I pulled it out. These two guys are made for each other, Mark. Styles make fights, and boy, did they put on a wickedly entertaining fight.
It was a tremendous fight. It was almost a tale of two fights, or maybe even three fights. Obviously, round two, Charlo landed a big shot, had Castano on skates a little bit. Over the next 6-7 rounds, to me, it seemed like it was all Brian Castano. Then the big rounds 10 and 11 for Charlo, kind of maybe got him closer. I had it 9 rounds to 3 off of TV for Brian Castano.
Okay, well, see, for me, I thought it was a close fight, and I was okay with the draw. I know people are saying that Castano got robbed. I need to go back and watch it again to critically analyze it. But what I do know is that both guys took each other's big shots, and both guys were able to execute their game plan during parts of the fight. That's why I'm so excited for round 13. I said it during the post-fight presser. I'm like, let's see round 13. Let's see this rematch. Because, man, Mark, they both were able to execute their game plans during parts of the fight. And I think that goes ahead, and that produces something that is great for fight fans. And both guys, it's like you need your perfect foil. This might be their perfect foils for Charlo, Castano, for Castano, Charlo. And, man, like I said, I think round 13 is going to be better than what we saw in the first fight.
Obviously, here in the United States, we didn't get to hear your call, but, let's just take it through a couple of little segments of the fight. Round 2, what did you think was going on? Castano clearly hurt round 2.
Well, look, when Charlo unloaded upon Castano, I'm like, okay, this is the Jermell Charlo I know. This guy is a finisher. And credit to Castano for not even going down. I mean, he buckled, but he did not lose his composure, showed a lot of poise, showed a lot of heart, and showed a ton of tenacity to not panic. And the same can be said about Jermell Charlo. When he got buzzed in the third round, he didn't panic, and he was able to make adjustments.
Then I would say for a good 5 or 6 rounds, in my opinion, it was all Brian Castano pinning Charlo up against the ropes. He had him, that's where he did most of his damage against the ropes. Landed that lead right hand, came back with some nice left hooks. Definitely shook Charlo on 2, 3, 4 occasions.
When also, I think Brian Castano's defense is underrated, because he showed there were points where he was fighting the mid-range and he was not allowing Charlo to get off. And I think that was mightily impressive. But again, Charlo made adjustments in the last third of the fight. Derek James told him, he goes, listen, we need a knockdown. We need a finish. He had that sense of urgency. That's why Derek James is one of the best trainers in the sport.
I actually think he said we need a knockout. Is that what you heard? I thought he said we need a knockout coming into round 12.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. So, I mean, that's impressive to be able to go and have a sense of urgency. That is why he's an elite trainer. And credit to Charlo to really stepping on the gas. How many times have you and I seen where an elite trainer tells a fighter, you need this, and they don't do it with the same intensity and ferocity and energy that their trainer's telling them to do so? As soon as Derek James said that to Charlo, he went ahead and really picked up the pace.
Then obviously round 10, Charlo had a huge round 10. He definitely rocked Castano. Castano, who was coming forward for a lot of fights, he did well to make it out in terms of he was circling the ring. We're going to see the Olympics start next week. He was doing his best 4x100 impersonation for a good part of round 10.
You know what? Also, the fact that Charlo had enough respect for Castano because he knew how dangerous he was, that he didn't want to overcommit. So again, we talk about those little nuances, Mark, the fight within the fight. That's a storyline to look at. Charlo had him hurt badly, but the fact that he didn't go after him and start swinging like a crazy man because he knew the kind of pop that was being thrown at him.
I'm going to say two numbers to you, what comes to mind. 117, 111.
Egregious. Absolutely egregious. That is a piss poor scorecard. Nelson Vasquez has no business going ahead and judging another big prize fight again. And it pisses me off, and it's bad for the sport. And thankfully, it didn't put a black eye on tonight, because tonight was fantastic for fight fans all over the world.
Okay, also because of not only the competitiveness and the way, at the level the fight was fought on an extremely high level. I mean, we saw two really championship caliber fighters in there tonight. Because of that, is this a fight of the year candidate in your opinion?
I think so, without question. I think you have to put it in the conversation. Two champions in the primes of their careers, fighting at an elite level. This is what, as Larry Merchant likes to say, world-class prize fighting. This is what they did. They both had no hesitation fighting each other. It's the best fighting the best, and we need more nights like tonight to be able to further this great sport of boxing. But Mark, I'll be honest with you, we just got done with the first one. I can't wait for number two. I was fired up all week since this fight was announced. Can you imagine? I'm going to be jumping out of my skin for number two.
That was actually my next my next little note here, rematch. I guess we're all on board for that. I watched the press conference which you handled as normally you do with flying colors. Sebastian Contursi, the manager of Brian Castano, actually made a point. Guys like me in the business. Just hopefully the mandatory stuff does not get in the way of a potential rematch.
Look, they better not, because you know what? No one wants to see no mandatories. Everybody around the world wants to see these two guys in the ring against each other. Charlo said, let's do it again. Castano said, let's do it again. Everyone seems to be on board. I think the second fight does way bigger numbers than the first one. So let's see this happen, man. I mean, as I said during the post-fight presser, I want them to go and enjoy time with their families, relax, go on vacation, forget about boxing a little bit, allow their bodies to heal up. And when they're ready to go, by all means, we'll welcome them with open arms, and we'll be waiting with bated breath to watch the second one.
Two quick, a couple of real quick things on the co-feature undercard. Rolando Romero stops Anthony Yiggett round 7. I guess an okay performance. Something about Romero, I was texting someone, a writer. It reminds me of Ricardo Mayorga.
Yeah, you're right. I saw that several times today on social media, and I agree with you. But you know what I love about him is that Rolly is going to be himself. He's not going to conform to, if people like him or don't, whatever. He's like, look, this is who I am. This is what I'm about. You either like me or you love me, or you can love me or hate me. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be who I am. How can you not respect that? The kid is 100% Rolly Romero.
Yeah, I mean, he's calling out guys like, hey, maybe because of his heavy hands, but he fights Gervonta Davis. I don't think that ends well for Rolando Romero at this point.
But you know what? What I like about him is that, as I said, you know what? Closed mouths don't get fed. If you want it and you believe in your abilities, and you can make it happen, start talking about it, because you need to put in the minds of people and the promoters and the executives at the network level, because you know what, draw up interest, and maybe he can get himself a fight of that magnitude. I don't make those decisions. But look, the kid's undefeated. He's growing. He's got Larry Wade now as his strength and conditioning coach, who I think is one of the best strength and conditioning coaches in the entire sport. And, I mean, look, the kid has a winning recipe. So far, so good for Rolly Romero.
And then I saw Anthony Higgins now going to become an actor, huh?
Yeah, I guess he wants to go and dive in acting. I mean, he's in great shape. He's got experience. So, you know what? Why not?
When we do these fight cards, we see these fight cards. Usually, we'd be happy to get one good fight on the card. We had two good fights tonight because the opening bout between Amilcar Vidal and Emmanuel Reed, that was a nice little scrap in there.
Oh, they beat the crap out of each other, Mark. And I think both guys, their stock, both were elevated, even in the loss for Aleem. Aleem looked tremendous tonight with Ronnie Shields after the layoff that he had. He hadn't been in the ring since December of 2019. And Amilcar Vidal is on a quest to try to become the first Uruguayan to capture a world title. He's got a long ways to go, but Vidal is going to learn and grow so much more because of what he was able to learn inside the ring against Emmanuel Aleem.
Yeah, and like you said in the press conference that, he's with Samson Nucleus, and Samson seems to find these guys in all corners of the globe.
He really does. I mean, he finds these hidden gems, but you know what? That's just the eye for talent that Samson has. It's been like that forever. He found Pacquiao, found Sergio Martinez, found David Benavidez, found Sebastian Fundora. He just finds these gems and he keeps delivering it. And we're the beneficiaries of that. I'm very thankful that they're fighting under the Premier Boxing Champions banner.
Well, Ray, we're going to let you go. You had a long night on the microphone and the press conferences, shaking hands, kissing babies. I'm sure you did it all this week in San Antonio. Ray, what do you want to say? Any final thoughts? You're everywhere, so where are we going to see you next?
You will see me in New Jersey. I'll be a part of the PBC on Fox show in New Jersey on July 30th at the end of
July 31st.
July 31st, and then Triller Fight Club in New York Theater, Madison Square Garden on that Tuesday, August 3rd. So pumped about that. I'm going to be going to New Jersey and New York. So East Coast, here I come at the end of the month. Until then, though, we were supposed to have Wilder Fury #3. Obviously, that got postponed. So I'm going to enjoy a week home in my favorite city of the entire world, Chicago.
Philadelphia. I think in Philadelphia.
my hometown of Chicago. I'm going to enjoy and see some people I haven't seen and enjoy myself. And, then get ready for this nice stretch that we're going to be on as the summer of boxing continues, my man.
Do me one favor. Get some sleep.
Oh, I will, my friend. Absolutely. And follow it social media, SPR Flores.
SPR
Flores on social media.
Sweet baby Ray, give us the ringside account. He was right up on the ring of tonight's, New York Classic fight between I can't even think now, Brian Castano
and Charlo and Brian Castano.
There you go. So Ray, we'll talk to you soon. Have a good night. Safe trip back to Chicago.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Later, Mark.
Thank you. There you have it, Ray Flores, who called the action for the international audience tonight, live from San Antonio. Brian Castano, Jamel Charlo, fight to a draw, a terrific fight. Looking forward to the rematch. Just want to give people out there where they can find me on Twitter at Abrams Boxing, YouTube, there it is, Mark.Abrams2 on Facebook, and at Mark Abrams Boxing on Instagram. And for the two websites, 15rounds.com, the best boxing website in the world, all the up-to-date news. You can read the account of tonight's fight. You can watch the press conference from tonight's fight, which Ray did a terrific job hosting. So we'll be back tomorrow, Sunday. We'll be working on a few interviews. We're looking to do 2-3 interviews every day this week. See, maybe we get some people in the chat. Super excited to see here. Well, I guess he's ready. I don't know if he's ready for the rematch. I don't know what do you mean this. What's my opinion on pretzels? I don't know. It's getting late at night here. These are people on Twitch, so the Twitchers, I guess they're the late night people. So for everyone out there, here we go. Rising Vendetta. He's ready for the rematch. So for everyone out there, have a good night. And we will talk to you at some point on Sunday with a couple different guests throughout the day. And like I said, we got some big fights coming up this week. We will be doing some live events from in Philadelphia. So everyone have a good night.